Welcome to this deep dive. Today we're embarking on, well, a truly incredible journey.
Hmm.
It's one that stretches way back, right to the dawn of human civilization. We're talking about the craft of woodworking.
It's fundamental, really.
Totally. Imagine for a moment you're standing there, maybe 7,000 years ago.
Yeah.
You're watching our ancestors meticulously shaping wood, and they've got basically nothing more than stone and bone to do it.
It's hard to even picture the effort.
Right. Now, fast forward. Think about your own garage, maybe. You might be using power tools, maybe precise digital plans, building something completely new.
A world of difference.
Exactly. So our mission today is to uncover this fascinating evolution. How did we get from those primitive, really laborious beginnings to today's, laser-measured precision?
And how we still connect to that past.
Yes. And more importantly, maybe, how do we honor that really profound tradition while also making woodworking more accessible, more innovative than it's ever been?
Well, what's always struck me as fascinating about wood itself is that inherent paradox.
How so?
It's pliable enough that you can sculpt it, shape it, but it's also robust enough to build things that last. Structures, tools.
Right. Houses, boats.
Exactly. And that fundamental truth, that sort of dual nature, has really been the driving force behind millennia of human ingenuity. It really reveals how our desire to create, to refine, constantly pushes the boundaries of these foundational skills.
Yeah.
We're just constantly transforming this simple, natural material into essential tools, shelter, even art. It's a story of constant adaptation, really.
That's a perfect way to frame it for this deep dive. So let's really unpack this right from the beginning, because the origins are, well, they're just astonishing.
They really are.
Picture our ancestors maybe 7,000 years ago. They're discovering wood isn't just fuel for the fire.
A huge leap in thinking.
And they're using incredibly basic tools, sharp
Yeah.
stones, bits of bone, maybe animal sinew for bindings or something.
That's very rudimentary stuff.
Yeah, we're talking about painstakingly slow work, often imperfect strokes, you'd imagine. It wasn't about fancy decorative flourishes back then.
No, not at all. It was pure necessity, shaping survival.
Exactly.
Yeah, this era really powerfully illustrates the foundational nature of woodworking.
Mhm.
It's rooted so deeply in survival. They
Yeah.
weren't just making little objects, they were crafting bows, absolutely vital for hunting.
Very cool, yeah.
Shaping logs into durable shelters, carving essential domestic items too, like bowls, maybe paddles for dugout canoes.
Stuff you needed every single day.
Precisely. And the sheer effort involved. Just imagine trying to split a log with only stone wedges.
Oh, wow.
Or patiently scraping a spear shaft smooth.
Mm.
It demanded this really intimate understanding of the wood grain, its strengths, its weaknesses.
You had to know the material.
You absolutely had to. It was a direct tactile connection, a dialogue almost, between human need and the natural resource. And that really laid the absolute groundwork for every woodworking tradition that followed.
So, okay, communities grow, civilizations start to form, and the craft, it doesn't just get bigger in scale, right? It actually deepens. Artistry, sophistication starts creeping in. You mentioned the Egyptians earlier. Think about them. We're talking millennia after those first stone tools.
Yeah, a long time.
And suddenly, woodworking is becoming a true art form. They've moved beyond stone now. They're using copper, later bronze tools.
Which is a huge step up.
Huge. And the
Huge.
results, you can go to a museum today and see furniture they made. Furniture. That has survived thousands of years.
It's incredible, isn't it?
That alone just speaks volumes about their skill, the advancements in their techniques.
Absolutely. And that introduction of metal tools, first that softer copper, then the much harder bronze, it marked a really profound technological leap.
Game changer.
Totally. These sharper, more durable edges enabled entirely new levels of precision. Suddenly, craftsmen could achieve much finer cuts, allowing for really sophisticated joinery, things like the mortise and tenon joint.
Oh, okay. Still used today.
Oh, absolutely fundamental. And this wasn't just about sticking pieces of wood together aesthetically. It revolutionized how you constructed furniture. It made it stronger, more elegant, and as you said, remarkably durable, connections that really stand the test of time. But then if we shift our gaze, maybe fast forward a bit to medieval Europe, we see another really critical development,
Okay.
the rise of the woodworking guilds.
The guilds.
Right, and these weren't just workshops. They were like powerhouses of knowledge and tradition, almost like secret societies in a way.
guarding their secrets.
Very much so. Apprentices would dedicate years, often a decade or more, mastering every single nuance of the craft, from, selecting the right timber in the forest
Wow.
to the most intricate carving techniques. Every joint they made, every surface they finished, it carried the weight of centuries of accumulated wisdom. But this raises an important question, doesn't it? While these guilds fostered absolutely unparalleled skill and preserved vital techniques, what was the trade-off?
Yeah, what's the downside?
What's the inherent limitation in such a closely guarded system? How did that exclusivity shape the craft, both positively and negatively, over generations?
That's an excellent point. That tension between preserving the knowledge and actually accessing it. You really had to earn your place back then.
You absolutely did. Sweat, patience, years of mentorship.
But then, okay, fast forward again. We hit the 18th century, and boom, everything just accelerates dramatically.
The pace picks up.
The Industrial Revolution dawns, and the air starts buzzing, not just with the sound of handsaws and chisels, but with the sound of machines.
Oh, new soundscape.
Totally. Steam power, mechanization. It starts to transform woodworking forever. We're talking sawmills that could process timber on a scale that was just unimaginable before.
Right. Mass production becomes possible.
Lathes turning complex shapes with much greater speed. Drills making quick work of tasks that used to be, well, excruciatingly slow by hand.
It was undeniably a pivotal moment. It fundamentally shifted woodworking from being primarily a craft, one person, one piece, to becoming an industry. Suddenly, furniture could be mass-produced. Houses could be constructed at a scale and speed nobody had seen before.
So more stuff for more people.
Exactly. It dramatically increased accessibility to finished goods for a much broader population. However...
There's always a however.
Always, right. It also created this fascinating counter-narrative. Amidst all the efficiency, the uniformity of machine production, a kind of longing emerged among many people.
A longing for what?
For the authenticity of handcrafted work. There was something, almost irresistible about the smell of sawdust in a small workshop. The satisfying resistance of a sharp chisel cutting against the grain, and that deep personal connection you feel when creating something truly unique with your own hands.
The maker's touch.
Precisely. It really highlighted a growing chasm, maybe, between pure utility and artistry, between the product and the soul of the maker.
That distinction really resonates, doesn't it? That desire for something personal, something made with intention, not just stamped out by a machine.
Yeah.
So by the mid-20th century, maybe after World War II, that yearning for authenticity really starts to blossom into something we now know very well. The do-it-yourself movement, the DIY boom.
Right. A huge cultural shift.
After years of mass-produced everything, furniture, houses, you name it, people wanted to reclaim a sense of agency, to escape the sameness of all that factory-made furniture.
Get their hands dirty again.
Exactly. They weren't necessarily professional carpenters, most of them, but they wanted to build their own bookshelves, their own coffee tables, their own garden sheds.
It was like a quiet rebellion against uniformity.
Yeah, and a powerful expression of individual creativity, too.
It truly was a democratizing force for woodworking. The post-war economic boom helped, of course. People had more leisure time, a bit more disposable income.
Right.
And hardware stores just exploded. They started making power tools like electric drills and circular saws, things that became household staples.
Suddenly, tools were affordable.
Relatively, yeah. So woodworking, which was once the sort of guarded domain of these elite guilds, it suddenly became an accessible weekend hobby for pretty much anyone with a bit of ambition and a willingness to learn.
Yeah.
Magazines popped up everywhere, books offered project ideas. But, and this is a big but, as many of you listening might recall, this newfound freedom also presented a new and pretty significant challenge.
Which was?
Finding reliable, truly easy-to-follow plans.
Ah, yes, the instructions.
Exactly. Many resources were just incomplete, or the diagrams were terrible, really hard to read.
Or they assumed you already knew stuff.
Precisely. They assumed a level of expertise that most beginners simply didn't have, and this often led to, well, frustration, wasted wood, and, sadly, a lot of abandoned projects in garages across the country.
I think many of us can relate to that feeling. And that brings us right into the modern age, doesn't it? Where the sheer volume of information is just staggering.
Overwhelming, yeah.
Today, you've got an almost endless stream of YouTube tutorials for everything imaginable. Pinterest boards just bursting with inspiration. Maybe too much inspiration.
Haha, analysis paralysis.
Totally. And online forums offering advice, sometimes conflicting advice, right at your fingertips. It seems like woodworking knowledge is more accessible now than at any point in history.
It appears that way.
You don't need to join a guild anymore. You don't need to apprentice for years and years.
Yeah.
You just need an internet connection, right?
Well, yes and no. While that accessibility is on the surface fantastic,
Yeah.
it's also created this fascinating paradox.
Okay.
It raises a really crucial question for anyone diving into woodworking today. How do you effectively sift through that overwhelming ocean of information?
How do you find the good stuff?
Exactly, because not all online plans or YouTube tutorials are created equal, not by a long shot. Many are incomplete, like we said. Others use confusing jargon without explaining it. Some skip critical steps, assuming you know them. And far, far too many assume a level of prior experience that a beginner simply doesn't have.
That can be really discouraging.
Oh, absolutely. For someone new to the craft, this can quickly turn that initial excitement into deep frustration. It can morph a potentially joyful pursuit into something daunting and confusing. It becomes a challenge of discernment, of curation, finding trustworthy guidance.
That makes perfect sense. And I guess that's where we see the emergence of specific kinds of resources trying to bridge that exact gap.
Right, filling the need.
We're seeing more maybe comprehensive online platforms or very structured plan libraries, things designed specifically to cut through all that noise. You could almost think of it as a kind of modern-day evolution of those medieval guilds we talked about.
Interesting comparison.
But instead of closed doors and closely guarded secrets, these platforms offer the knowledge openly but structured, designed to guide you, step by step.
Right.
They're really built for today's DIR, whether you're building a small toy for your kid or you're tackling a big project like an outdoor shed or something.
Yeah, and what's truly compelling about these kinds of curated resources is how they directly address the challenges from both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
The old guild era's exclusivity and the modern digital age's information overload. They often boast these really extensive collections, sometimes thousands upon thousands of plans, catering to basically every skill level, from absolute beginner to advanced.
Covering the bases.
Exactly. And crucially, they aim to provide clarity. Detailed step-by-step instructions, precise cutting lists so you don't waste material, clear diagrams you can actually understand.
Material lists, too.
Often, yeah. Material lists, tool lists. The whole package, it tries to be the best of both worlds. You get the rich tradition and the creative spirit of woodworking. But now it's amplified by modern-day accessibility and really structured guidance. They kind of embody that shift from just fragmented bits of information scattered everywhere to consolidated, actionable knowledge, effectively acting like a virtual mentor for the aspiring craftsman.
A virtual mentor, I like that. So as we bring this deep dive towards a close, thinking about that whole journey from the rough stone chisels of our earliest ancestors.
Incredible to think about.
All the way to the sophisticated digital plans and precision power tools of today. One truth just consistently emerges, doesn't it?
What's that?
Woodworking is far more than just a craft. It's a living, breathing legacy.
Well said.
Every single time you pick up a tool, whether it's a simple hand plane or a complex router, you're not just creating something new out of wood. You're actually connecting with a story, a human story that spans thousands upon thousands of years. You're carrying forward these ancient traditions. You're learning timeless lessons directly from the material itself. And in your own unique way, you're adding your own chapter to that enduring human story of making things.
That's a powerful thought. This remarkable journey through history, it profoundly reminds us that the human desire to create, to build things, to shape our world with our own hands, it's just an unwavering constant in us.
It seems baked in.
It really does. And with the incredible range of resources and tools now available to almost anyone, those barriers that once made this craft seem exclusive or really intimidating, they're significantly lower now. It's really a testament to our ongoing evolution as makers.
So for you, our listener, thinking about all this, the history, the tools, the knowledge, the question that truly lingers now that this incredible knowledge and these amazing tools are quite literally right at your fingertips is this. What will you build next? And what story will your hands tell?